Don't forget.
I won't. Thank you.
I hope everyone had a chance to grab a light snack. We'll be continuing with our program. Our keynote speaker for today is Sonya Pelia, Maitri Board President. Sonya is a gender equality advocate with over 26 years of leadership, board, and volunteer work. She runs a parallel career track as a C-level marketing executive in B2B high-tech companies in Silicon Valley. She's dedicating to empowering South Asian survivors of domestic violence. Please give a warm welcome to Sonya and her mission to Mars and the Prom, challenges faced by South Asian teens.
At a Maitri teen workshop a few years ago, a 15-year-old told us that her parents expected her to lead the first manned mission to Mars. I clearly can speak loud enough. Okay. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay. At a Maitri teen workshop, a 15-year-old told the group that her parents expected her to lead the first manned mission to Mars, but she was not allowed to go to the prom because they didn't trust her. I'm amazed by how casually we South Asians normalize gender inequality and misogyny. We require our children to follow regressive patriarchal rules from our home countries. We believe our children can be kept sheltered and safe by controlling and micromanaging them. We expect our children to do exponentially better than we have done here. We tell our children, buck up if you're bullied. Don't date. Don't do drugs. Don't get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Get straight A's. Get to a top-notch school. We want to post pictures of acceptance letters from Stanford and Yale on Facebook so our friends and family can know our team made it. The list goes on and on. My daughter is doing her undergraduate degree in Scotland in linguistics and philosophy. When I mention this, most South Asians have two questions. One, why did you let her go away so far? Two, what kind of job is she going to get with philosophy and linguistics? And my answers are: one, she didn't ask my opinion where to go. And two, I don't know, she'll figure it out. And it's really interesting to see people struggling with the next question because they clearly think I've abdicated all of my South Asian parental duties. So much communication in immigrant communities and families is centered around very narrowly defined success. This means packed schedules of extracurricular activities, sports, academics, all striving towards the right grades, the right college, the right job. This does not leave enough space for cultivating parent-child relationships that are open and secure, where the parent is the trusted confidant, where there are discussions and the parents actually learn from the children. And parents understand and accept what the child could be going through. When teens don't trust their parents, it is inevitable that the parent is the last to know of the challenges faced by a teen. Perhaps the teen is being bullied. Maybe the teen is in a relationship that the parents have no idea about. A few years ago, here in the Bay Area, parents of a South Asian teen found out that she was being raped by her boyfriend. They found out when he broke her arm and she was taken to the hospital. He used the knowledge that she was not permitted to have a boyfriend to coerce her into sex. I know this sounds like an extreme case, but I assure you the disconnect is severe and deep. When we do workshops for South Asian teens, the top issues they want to talk about are gender roles and expectation, dating, alcohol, bullying, drugs. And when you ask their parents, they will assure you with full confidence that these are topics their kids have no interest in. So if all is well, why should we care about misogyny and toxic masculinity? The thing is, all is not well. Gender inequality, toxic masculinity, and misogyny impact teens tremendously. It means not living to their full potential. It means that they have actually potential adult lives. It shortens their lifespan. The CDC Kaiser Permanente Adverse Childhood Experiences Studies is one of the largest studies done, investigations done in the US on childhood abuse, neglect, and household challenges. Adverse childhood experiences can range from experiencing or viewing violence in the home or the community, all the way to living in an environment that undermines the sense of safety, stability, and bonding with your family. The study uncovered many astounding statistics and results, but here are two that we really should be concerned about. Teens living under extreme stress show symptoms of diseases that typically show up in their 50s and 60s. Lifespan for teens suffering from adverse childhood experiences is projected to reduce their lifespans by as much as 10 to 20 years. So one could say the ACE studies are well and good, but they're really for the mainstream. We are South Asians, not for us. We're a model minority. We live in this successful community. We have access to the most fabulous healthcare. We're doing so well. We have so many opportunities. The CEOs of the top 5 US tech companies are South Asian, so clearly we are doing something right. But here are some really sobering statistics for our own community. In the US, Asian girls, Asian American girls, and South Asians are counted among Asian Americans, have the highest rates of depressive symptoms of any gender or ethnic group. Young Asian American girls from ages 15 to 24 have the highest suicide rates in this country. Suicide is the 5th leading cause of death in Asian Americans. In comparison, the suicide rate for white Americans is the 9th leading cause of death. So clearly our teens are not fine, and we, the parents and the community, are not empowering our teens to flourish to their best potential. How do we change this? How do we change cultures of respect, create cultures of respect, equality, and safety within our families and our community so our teens do well, are successful, and live happy lives? This type of culture actually starts with the parents, the family, the foundation of a community. The family is the foundational building blocks of which we can create a successful community. And parents bear the responsibility to build this for their children. To judge whether you live in a culture of respect, equality, and safety at home, I ask you this fundamental question. Do you cross a border every morning and evening? Crossing a border means you are required to follow and adhere to norms and expectations of behavior without questioning. There is no embracing values, customs, and traditions of the country you are living in. The values of the mainstream are dismissed as irrelevant. But we forget that our children are surrounded by the mainstream culture, values, social mores, as soon as they are out of the house for a large part of the day. This is what they embrace and they want to emulate. In a Maitri workshop of almost 100 South Asian teens, a 15-year-old boy asked the entire room in frustration, why do my parents not understand that I am an American, and then he paused, of Indian origin? I am not Indian. Why do they think I will have an arranged marriage just because they had an arranged marriage? Once I had a conversation with an acquaintance about our daughters who are the same age. She confounded me by saying that the culture and values here are rubbish, and that our values and culture were far superior, so she and her husband were enforcing their superior values and culture on their children. I use the word on absolutely with full consciousness here. I wish I had been impolite enough to say, what the hell are you doing here? Why not live 24/7 in your superior culture? It is hard enough being a teen, having immigrant parents, being a minority. The challenges our children face are unimaginable to us. The expectations we put on our children can be ridiculous and shattering. Cherry-picking bits and parts of what we consider fit for our child creates a dissonance, a fracturing of their personality. This makes our children walk on tightropes, constantly balancing opposing views, expectations, desires. It does not make for stability or happiness. A culture of respect, equality, and safety also means enabling a healthy and respectful manhood for boys and men. But why should South Asians care about healthy and respectful manhood, given that it is in direct opposition to the patriarchy, something that's ingrained in every one of us since we were born in this world? Why should boys and men in our community take on the burden of changing? Why should they give up their powerful position in our culture, their superiority, their advantages, their control? The reasons are profound. Healthy, respectful manhood is linked to improved health and emotional well-being for men and boys. When boys are told not to cry or feel, there are lasting negative effects on their health and relationships. Research by the Harvard School of Public Health found that those who suppress their emotions are 1/3 likely to die prematurely than those people who regularly express what they're feeling. Without the ability to freely express emotions, boys and men can experience rage, anxiety, depression, and use unhealthy coping mechanisms. Very importantly, embracing a healthy, respectful manhood prevents violence against women, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and bullying. So here we have the answer to how our boys and men can live happy and long lives, and how we can prevent violence against women and girls and give them the same opportunity to live long and happy lives. What does healthy, respectful manhood really mean? Recently, I was on a community radio show, and one of the interviewers asked me for an example of healthy, respectful manhood. I said, how many of us tell our boys when they cry that only girls cry? She was thunderstruck because she said that to her 4-year-old son every time he cried. A 4-year-old cries many times a week. So this 4-year-old is learning many lessons. Boys are strong, so they shouldn't cry. Girls are weak because they cry. It is good for him to bottle up his feelings. He should always be fearless and in control. He should not ask for help by crying. So what next? Make fun of other boys who cry? Make fun of girls who cry? We need to help our sons, nephews, brothers, husbands break out of the man box. We need to encourage men in our lives to embrace and express a full range of emotion. We need to let them know we are there for them, for help in hard times. We need to allow men and boys to be and act afraid. We need to allow men and boys to ask for help. We should be proud when our young men develop an interest in the experience of women and girls outside of sexual conquest. When they embrace female friends, when they become allies of girls and women, when they become feminists and believe in equality. Our teens now hold the baton for change. In the last few years, an amazing phenomenon has emerged in many of our teens. They have joined the conversation on misogyny, toxic masculinity, and gender inequality. One of my favorite reads is the one Alap mentioned, the Engaging Men and Boys series on the Maitri Facebook page. Men and boys of South Asian origin offer powerful, eloquent insights on how we can end toxic masculinity, gender inequality, misogyny. They thoughtfully write about taking ownership for change, encouraging others to join in, and offer support to survivors. This is an immensely proud moment for our community. From being a community who felt matters of the home, no matter how violent or destructive, should be kept private, we have become a community who fiercely cares about familial violence, misogyny, gender inequality, toxic masculinity. And our teens are seizing the day to become the change.